What's up, Schwartz Force? Welcome back to the channel. Another episode. This is something we're going a little bit further down the scale as far as price for a budget watch. I completely forgot that I had two more of these SKMEI or SKMEI watches in my other watch box. So I apologize because I had meant to review these things months ago. I just got tied up with holidays and other collaboration projects. And so these kind of took a back seat. So again, I apologize for that, but we're going to take a look today at the SKMEI 1466 model number. This one I got in the black PVD coated case with that black mesh bracelet, and we're going to take a look and see all the good, the bad, and the ugly, and if this thing is actually worth spending under 20 bucks for. They're very inexpensive. You can pick these up on AliExpress, and I'll put links down in the description for you as well in case you want to snag one yourself. They have other color options, strap options. This I paid for with my own money, so this is not a sponsored video or anything. But in case if you're new to the channel, my name's Dave. May the Schwartz be with you. And hey, did you know it's a great day to wear a watch? Today I have on my Gallant Panda dial. This thing, I love it. That Seiko movement with that mecha quartz, just smooth sweep going on. Almost looks like a mechanical automatic. Really good. I've done my review on this watch. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out up here. I highly recommend it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, so we got the yoga hand back for the attack on this SKMEI or SKMEI model number 1466, which you can see here on the case back. As we take a look at this watch up close, I just want to keep in mind, or just want to point out so you guys can keep in mind, that this is a sub $20 watch. So my expectations aren't going to be as high as they would be for something a little more expensive. You may be surprised on a couple of the things dealing with this watch, and there may be some letdowns, which we'll get to. But of course, let's start with our measurements, as we always do. So we are looking at a case diameter of 42 millimeters. So this watch is a little bit larger. If we include the crown, it's going to put us right at 45 millimeters. The lug-to-lug height is 49 millimeters, so again, a little bit tall. If you have smaller wrists, this may be too large for you. And then the case thickness of 12 millimeters. Now the lug width is 22 millimeters, so that's good to see because that's obviously a little bit more proportion to the watch. So looking at the case, you can kind of see this cushion case with this rounded bezel. It is all high polish in this black PVD. It almost feels more like a paint that's applied. It's very slick. But it's done well as far as how it's been applied. Really can't complain. The lugs, just come straight out of the case. And then of course we have a push-pull crown also in that black coating. Now you'll notice the mesh bracelet. This is actually a stainless steel bracelet, and it has been painted or coated that black color. It actually seems like the Milanese mesh or this bracelet is going to last longer in terms of the finish than the case itself. That's just my initial impression. I don't wear this watch that much, so I really can't say if you bang this up on something how it's going to hold up, but I can tell you this is just a simple flat mineral glass crystal. I do like the separation on the case design, so the way that these lugs curve up to that cushion case and then it's kind of staggered before you get to that clean bezel. So the look of the watch is definitely what drew me to it initially. Even with this dial we see, and I'll get up close here for you, that textured dial is what initially brought me in to give this watch a chance. And it almost reminds me of like drywall or orange peel. Has a very cool look to it. And it does play with the light fairly nicely. It's almost metallic, but not quite white. It's like a silver white, but I think it looks great. They have branding of SKMEI or SKMEI there at 12 o'clock that is applied to the dial, and then same thing, the quartz. Well, I shouldn't say applied, but it's part of the dial, so it's not just painted on there. I do like that we have the simple baton-shaped hour and minute hand. The minute hand reaches almost all the way out to those tick marks. We have the indices, and you can see those are also applied and in brushed finish. I think the finishing on those could be better, but again, for 20 bucks, I'm not expecting too much. So we have The simple needle second hand, I like that they put the red tip, just a nice little touch. Makes it pop a little bit more. So we have minute indices on the dial and on the Rehat. So it's a little bit redundant in my opinion. I think they could have left either the indices off of the dial or off of the Rehat, you know, that chapter ring there. It is a sloped Rehat there in white. And we have, of course, split seconds and then increments of 5 going along the outer edge. So we see stick hour markers and then this nice number 8 applied to the dial as well. All of those in a satin finish. Now the loom on this watch, while it is applied to the hands, there's no other loom on the indices or around the watch, so you really can't get an accurate time or an exact time in the dark, and the loom itself doesn't last for very long. So while it does have loom at this price point, it's not the best, and you really can't use it for very long in the dark. And then we got to talk about the date. So this was something that I did not expect and was a little bummed to see. So when you get to 12 o'clock, it's on the 7th, still on the 7th. Okay, maybe that was PM, so let's go to AM. Okay, so now we're at 11 PM, 12 AM. Wait, what? Well, I don't understand. Yeah, so that date wheel is non-functional. And this is what killed it for me. It may not bother you guys, but for me, I would have them rather just put a blank dial instead of putting a fake date wheel, because it's always gonna be stuck on the 7th. I think that if the watch or the movement doesn't have a date complication, I don't understand why you would put that on the dial. So I get it for looks, but in terms of my personal taste, I like function and form, but not a false function. I don't know how I can say that. So just something to be aware of. Now this watch is water resistant only to 30 meters, and it does take this type of battery, which you can see here. So the case back is stainless steel, it seems like, but the case, it does not say online that it is stainless steel, so I'm assuming it's probably a metal alloy that is coated. But at least we know that the bracelet is done in stainless steel, so that's good. I think for the price, if you can get past the date wheel and look beyond that, it's not a bad watch. So I think if you're looking for just a budget watch that's, you know, got a little more style, I wouldn't expect it to last forever. Just something that could be a little fun and different from what you see out there. Okay, so here is the watch on my 7-inch wrist. Now you can see that 49 millimeter lug to lug height definitely is pushing it as far as, you know, a little bit further, a little bit longer. Probably wouldn't fit on my wrist too well, but I like that with that thin Milanese mesh, gives it a nice clean look, just comes straight off the lugs. So I like the look of it. I think that, you know, it's not overly chunky. It looks good. I definitely want to test and see how this thing holds up. So maybe I'll start wearing it a little bit more out and about and see how it holds up over time. But I would love to hear your thoughts. So let me know what you think of the SKMEI 1466. Again, if you really like the watch, if you want to pick one up, I'll go ahead and put a link down below. It is an affiliate link, so that helps out the channel. But other than that, I really appreciate you guys taking a look at this one with me here today. Now, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also for yoga hands, thumbs up. And if you haven't joined the Schwartz Force yet, what are you waiting for? You got a couple seconds here before the video ends, so tap on my face. That'll help you join the Schwartz Force family. I appreciate the support. And if you want to see more content like this, check out this video right here. I think you'll really enjoy it. As always, may the Schwartz be with you, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys at the next one. Take care.